Hey everybody, it's Valerie with J&S Hobbies and Crafts, and today I'm going to be the paper fashionista. We're going to be making the cutest little paper dress out of this Heirloom botanical collection, and it is so pretty. I'll be making a card later out of the same paper, but today we'll be making the dress. And I'm going to be using these sheets of paper with the flowers for the skirt and then the rust colored for the top. And later on in the video, I'm going to be telling you how to find the download for this pattern. So you can see that I traced out the pattern pieces upside down and right side up on this piece of paper and then cut out 8 of them. And on the piece it has a little area where you can do the scoring. I just used my ruler and scored out 5 little sections from the top and from the bottom. So I used the Martha Stewart flower bed punch and punched all 8 pieces at the bottom, as you can see. And then I went ahead and got ready to score. And I put a little mark on my score box. I don't know if you can see it or not, so that I knew how to score from the bottom to the top. And here's the piece that's all scored. So I'm going to fold those scores, starting with it going to the inside on both ends, because that's where I'm going to attach the pieces. Get them all nice and pleated. And then to attach them, I'm going to be using our Tyvec paper. And it's going to make the seams a lot more flexible. So I'm just going to cut maybe 1/2-inch strips of this Tyvec paper with my scissors, and I'll cut a piece so that I can attach them all. And then I'm going to use the Scor-Tape to attach them together. So I'm going to run the Scor-Tape down the outside seam on each side and make sure that it's nice and tight, and attach my little piece of Tyvec and leave a little piece hanging off so that I can attach the other pleated seam, as you can see here. There it is. And then I'm going to take that Scor-Tape off, place these side by side so they're nice and tight there, and make sure that my Tyvec doesn't go over the edge and show through my lace at the bottom. And then I'm going to press them together really nice and tight so that you can't tell that I even used the Tyvec paper to put it together. They make great seams, and if you mess up a little, I'll show you later on how you can cover up if you don't get them put together tightly. Here's my skirt all finished. As you can see, it's pretty flexible. And there's all the little Tyvec pieces that I used to put it together. I didn't make my first one perfect, so don't be surprised. It's a little tough. Here's the bodice, and you can see there's a little neckline, and I used one of these little half-circle rulers or protractor to cut my edges of my sweetheart collar, because I wanted to make sure that they were nice and straight. If you don't have one, you'll just kind of have to eyeball it or find something else that you can use. And I also cleaned up the edges of my collar and down at the bodice where I'm going to do the pleats using my brush sticks and my Memento rhubarb stock. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't have any white showing. So you can see here that when I pull it up, there's a lot of white, and I don't want that to show on my bodice when I make my pleats for my bust line or around my collar. So I'm just going to clean up the edges, and if you mess it up, you can always use some embellishments to clean up the edges, because I didn't do a perfect job myself. There's the little lines where I'm going to actually put my tape, a Scor-Tape, and make my bodice, so she'll actually look like she has a chest. So I'm going to Scor-Tape them together till they meet right there in the center. Press it down really nice and neat. And again, if you have any little white areas, you can just come back with your brush later and touch that up. I used the back of my X-Acto knife right there just to cut some real quick little score lines, because this is the part where I'm going to actually put the bodice together. So push them back, add a little bit of Scor-Tape, and then I'm also going to clean up those edges later on as well. So putting the bodice together here, as you can see. And after I'm done, you kind of have to squish the bodice together a little bit because it's kind of flat. Now it's time to add some bling down those seams, the inside of all those seams that I Tyvec together. I'll go ahead and add some silver single strand bling, and it'll make the dress look really cute. And then I hot glued my bodice together, and I just grabbed some spots where it was touching underneath after I stuck it in there, and just hot glued it along the edges just to make sure that the bodice stayed on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some of our Venise lace around the bodice, which is also going to help, and some flat back pearls. And so you can see here that I'm going to glue the lace on with a hot glue gun and get it all on there. As you can see, it looks really cute. And then I took some of our flatback pearl ivory fancy ones and attached those to the lace. There's some actual little circles in the lace that it looked perfect on. Sorry, the guys in the background are kind of loud sometimes. So here I added the embellishments, as you can see, and I ran that lace up and over the top of my dress as well to kind of make it look like it had sleeves. Here's my Heartfelt Creations classic rose dies and stamps and my Memento pigments. And I'm going to color up those roses with some lavender to pull out the purples in the paper and use my shaping tool to start making my roses. I think I made a total of 4 roses for this particular piece. I'm using a little bit of water to wet the rose dies and stamps, and that's going to help to make it easier to mold. And once I'm done, I glue it all together with my art glitter glue, as you can see here. And last piece on the top there, place it in place. And then a little stickles. I think these are the prills, or no, I'm sorry, not stickles, prills. And I think they're cream colored. Add those to the center of my roses. A little Wink of Stella to make it all look shiny. I use this stuff just about on everything. So it makes it really look nice. And then I actually added some Kaisercraft mini blooms in purples and a little silver stickles to the edges of those, as you can see, to bring out the colors. And there's all my roses added to my dress. Kind of have them cascading down the front of my dress. What inspired this whole thing were these cute little Tim Holtz hangers. They are so adorable and they fit perfect in the bodice of my dress. So you can actually hang these dresses somewhere if you'd like, or you can leave them standing up. Either way, they are adorable. So this dress was pretty simple, and I put it all together pretty quickly, to be quite honest with you. Later on, I'm going to be doing some more for you out of some different papers, and the next one is going to be a Victorian steampunk dress. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll go download the free heirloom dress pattern on our blog at www.jshobbiesandcrafts.com. Happy crafting, everybody.